Hi everybody, in today's video I'm going to be doing an unboxing, and this is a very special unboxing because as you can see right here, as it says 31 Rue Cambon in Paris, this is the original flagship Chanel store. It is where Coco Chanel's apartment is, and you can actually still see it to this day. So in this video I'm going to be breaking it down into a few parts. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, so if you only want to see the unboxing you can watch that. In the second half of the video I'm going to be including some pictures from the original store. I'm going to be giving you an overview on the different stores in Paris, which ones you should go to. I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks on how to make a purchase in Paris, when they receive shipments, when is the best time to go, how to get an essay, things like that. And yeah, just general, tips and tricks. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a lot of footage because they didn't allow me to film. There was security all over the store. But yeah, hope you enjoy this video. You can also check out another unboxing that I did, another Chanel bag that is a great alternative to the closet flap. I'll link that right here. And then, if you also want to check wear and tear, I also have a video on that. And then other than that, let's go ahead and get started. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a like, and please subscribe as well. So going into the unboxing, as you'll notice, this bag is not black like the usual Chanel bags. This one is actually white, and it has 31 Rue Cambon in Paris. So if you buy anything from the flagship, you will get this bag. And of course, it comes with a camellia. They did tie the bags with a ribbon too, which I've removed just for convenience to unbox it. Now let us go into what is actually inside the bag. So as you can see, let me just take this out. Taking the box out of the bag, we'll see that even the box is special. So it says 31 Rue Cambon in Paris. If you've bought anything from Chanel or seen any other unboxing, you'll notice that it's usually a black box. So again, this is all special packaging that if you go to the flagship store, you're going to get this. So just one of the incentives to go ahead and get your Chanel purchase at the flagship rather than any of the Chanel stores in Paris. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and actually start unboxing the item. So I did already remove the ribbon. I'll go ahead and I'll put that back to the side. And as you can see right now, let us open this. You'll probably notice that it is a smaller item. And here we go, the classic velvet bag. Can you guys guess what this is now? Let me go ahead and open it. Here it is. It is the Chanel wallet on chain. Black caviar with gold hardware. As you can see, the sticker is still on here. Let me give you a quick turn of the bag. Look at that caviar, super shiny. So here is an overview of the bag. Again, we have the standard black caviar leather, gold plated hardware, still has a sticker on it right now. We have the back Mona Lisa pocket. This is it from the side, underneath. And if we were to go ahead and open it, it has a magnetic closure. We have the top of the magnetic closure right here. We have this zipper pocket. This zipper pocket, unlike the classic flaps, actually goes all the way down. So it's great for, putting a passport, bills, anything that's more secure. We have this front pocket right here. Maybe you could put your phone in there. When we open it up, we have 6 card slots right there. The general opening. We have another little pocket right here. And then we have a zip closure right here where you can put coins or, anything else that you wanted to. And let's go ahead and close it. If we go ahead and we close it, we have the straps right here. Again, gold hardware. It's a little bit thinner than the classic flaps, but still super dainty and substantial. And these flaps, not these flaps, the chain is sort of hooked on through right here, as we can see. And one thing that I did really quickly want to note with this bag is that what they have in Paris that they don't have in my country, in the US, is they have these little clasps actually. So a lot of complaints for the wallet on the chains is that the clasp is too long, but in Paris what they do is they actually offer you this little sort of ring, and essentially you could tie together the 2 straps and have it be shortened. So this is great because I asked for this in the US and they looked at me like I was crazy. They don't really make them here. So I didn't even ask about this. The SA actually offered it to me when she saw that, this bag was a little bit too long for me. Great, now while I have this here, let me go ahead and share with you the prices. So again, this is going to be in euros because I did buy it in Paris. Right now in the US, as of February 2022, it is selling for $29.50. In Europe, I was able to get it for 25.50 euros, which is about, roughly $2,900 USD. But then there also is a tax refund process. So I will be doing a separate video on the entire tax refund process in Chanel. How that differs from other brands such as Louis Vuitton, the process, the exact dollar you get back. So subscribe to my channel, keep an eye out for that because I will be sharing that for all of my purchases in Paris. Just went through that montage of some photos and videos that I took. Again, sorry that there isn't anything more, but unfortunately there were security guards everywhere and they weren't letting me film or anything like that. What I will say is they were overall really low on stock. I was shocked. I was expecting a lot more, considering that this was the flagship store, but I guess it has been crazy everywhere. I went to Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton also was, they had so much stock shortages of everything. I know for them, they had a bunch of factory employees essentially walk out, so they weren't really producing any bags. What I will say though is that they had a lot more landscape wallet on chain options. They had a lot of corals, so think like pinks, purples, and in terms of bags that I saw there, of course we have the Chanel wallet on chain that I bought. They did have a few of the classic flaps in black, in different sizes. In caviar, I saw it in white, I saw it in pink, I saw it in tweed. In terms of the mini squares, they also had the mini square in purple. They also had it in one of the seasonal collections. If you guys remember, it's like a cream and there's a black stripe in between. I'll insert a picture if I can find one. A bunch of other seasonal bags, especially the ones that have, the sort of double strap looking thing. And again, I'll insert pictures if I can of everything I saw, but I saw one in the baby blue. I saw it in a black, saw it in a white. They had a lot of mini sort of purses as well. So the ones that look like they'd only fit your AirPod case or, maybe a few cards and a lipstick, they had a bunch of those. They also had a lot of the Chanel 19, saw it in beige, saw it in black, saw it in a few other different colors. They had a bunch of boys, probably the most bags I've seen. Out of everything they had was probably the boys. They also, of course, had a lot of the Gabrielles. That isn't as much of a popular style right now, so that makes sense. In terms of small leather goods, card holders, they also had every single card holder. The very, very basic one that just has the credit cards. In black caviar, they had the one that folded. Also black caviar, they had it in silver and gold. So yeah, I would say what you should do if you want to buy something specific is go there your first few days. So that way you can get contacted with, an essay, you can have that contact, and then they can tell you when they're going to be getting shipments for that week, or they can come and tell you when stuff comes. Because I went 2 times, and both times they didn't have anything, but that essay was able to tell me, hey, we get this stock on this day, so come back. And when I went that day, voila, they had absolutely everything. Now you're going to be asking yourself, okay, Chanel is a French brand. They're going to have so many Chanel stores in Paris. Which one should I go to? First of all, I would say I would not go to the ones that are in department stores. So think of like Galeries Lafayette, super popular there, but stock is low and it's not, that great of an experience. Very small store, just doesn't really feel like the experience you should get if you're going all the way to Paris, France to get a Chanel bag. Recently on Rue Cambon, which is the street that is right here, 31 Rue Cambon, they opened up another store. The other store is on 19 Rue Cambon, and depending on which direction you're coming from, you might actually think that it's the original 31 Rue Cambon. It's on a corner. Again, I'll insert pictures, glass windows. It's huge. That is not the original. So yes, you can go ahead and look, but the original is actually just a few steps down. You'll see a flag on the side of the building that says Chanel, and that is the original. Chanel. In terms of the experience at 31 Rue Cambon, again, I told you that you should really know what days to go. So I went on a Sunday the first time, and they told me, you know what, come back Tuesday morning. We get our shipments Tuesday morning. And again, take this with a grain of salt because it could be different by the time you go. But at least when I was in Paris, they got shipments every single Tuesday morning of all their classics. So that was the classic flaps, the Chanel wallet on chains, probably the more basic colors in the boy, the squares, the rectangulars, they got all of those. You just have to know what you're looking for. But again, for me, restock was on Tuesday. So I would suggest going and actually waiting in line right before they opened. So the store opened at 10 a.m. I was in line at 9:50. I would say I was probably the second or third person in line. Again, keep in mind I went during February. It isn't really peak tourism times. Tuesday is a weekday. But what I will say is though, that day they got 4 black caviar wallet on chains, 2 in gold and 2 in silver. The person behind me wanted to buy 2 gold, caviar wallet on chains. So if I had gone there even like 30 seconds late, she would have bought in both and then I would have walked out with nothing. So even though they restock, you have to go there when they open if you're looking for something popular. What I will say, the person that was first in line, he was basically there to get almost all the caviar card holders. Of course, there's a limit, but he was looking to snatch as many of those as he could. I was looking for the wallet on chain. The person next to me, they were also both looking for wallet on chains as well as the classic flaps. So they will have what you want. You just need to make sure to go there the day they get a shipment and to make sure that you go in line. Or else, if you go after they've opened, probably the people who are waiting in line are looking for the hard to get items. So if you go after, chances are going to be very slim that you do get them. I went to 3 stores in Paris. I went to one at Galeries Lafayette, I went to 19 Rue Cambon, and I went to 31 Rue Cambon. And I will say, even though they all had limited stock, I will say that by far 31 Rue Cambon had the most. I also did go to the one at the airport, which already takes out taxes for you, but they had, the least amount of stock I've ever seen. So please do not bet on making a purchase at the airport. You will likely not be able to get anything there unless you're fine with, a pink or a colored bag, or maybe like a different type of leather. In terms of if you do plan on making a purchase at 31 Rue Cambon, here are some tips and tricks of things that you should do. So number 1, after you purchase the bag, make sure that you get your QR code to have this bag registered to get your 5-year warranty. Please do that on the spot. My SA offered to do it with me, but not everybody asks. So if you can, try to do it while you're there. Essentially, they're going to have you scan this code on their phone. And then I'll insert a picture right here of the questions that they ask you. And after you fill out all those questions, you'll get, again, we'll put a screenshot right here, but you'll get essentially almost a digital certificate of your bag. And it'll give you your warranty information right there. Again, all these pictures are right here. I would also make sure to double check everything on your tax refund form to make sure the names match. So that way you can get your tax refund at the airport. Something else is, if you're going to 31 Rue Cambon, you probably want the full experience, meaning that Coco Chanel's apartment is literally right there. I've heard that some people, their essays offer, but with mine, she was actually just about to, thank you for your purchase and send me off. But I actually asked, hey, is the staircase open today? Because it's not always open. Now it's not, an apartment anymore. It's used for studio purposes. So sometimes they're shooting stuff or, using that area, so you can't always visit. And again, not every single essay would offer. So ask, hey, is the staircase open today? And then if so, they'll lead you towards this room to the side with a door, and then you go through, and then that's where the staircase is. I'll go ahead and I'll insert a picture. But yeah, those are things that I would definitely recommend that you do at the store while you're there. Specifically at 31 Rue Cambon and, in other stores as well, to make sure that you're good in terms of getting the refunds, getting the experience, and making sure that your bag is registered. Again, I would also recommend that if you need the bag shortener, to ask for that there, because let's say you bought your bag in Paris and you're like, oh no, I just got back to the US, I want a bag shortener. The stores might not have it, so also make sure to get one of those if that's something that you would be interested in. I also wanted to share another tip, just because I think that it is a great tip. If you go to Chanel or anywhere that is more expensive, of course you want to save this bag. Remember that you went to 31 Rue Cambon. But you know, it's a pretty fragile bag. It's white, it can get dirty if you set it down anywhere. And also, you know, people say that in Paris you probably don't want to draw any more attention to yourself than you need, because you don't want to be, you know, the target of pickpocketers or anything like that. And actually when I went it was raining, so any bag like this, like paper, if it gets wet it can sort of get ruined. So regardless of if you wanted to keep the bag white to prevent it from rain or to make yourself less noticeable from pickpocketers, you can ask Chanel, or basically most shops will have this, hey, do you have a plain bag that I can put outside of this? So they usually will say yes. Chanel did. It was a black tote bag essentially, and you put this bag inside of the black bag so that when you go outside nobody can tell you have a Chanel bag. If you put it down on the floor, it doesn't matter. If it rains, you know, it's the other bag that gets wet, not this. So that's one more tip that I would recommend you do that if you do go luxury shopping in Paris. One other thing I did want to note is that, you know, when I went, I made an appointment, but I actually wouldn't really say an appointment is necessary, because how it worked was I booked an appointment a few weeks in advance. I got an email from the SA that was assigned to me, I would say about like 12 hours before my appointment time. And before then, it's really hard to get a contact of, you know, another random essay that you haven't met before, so they aren't really particularly helpful. The only thing that might save you time is, you know, maybe not having to wait in line, but actually when I went, there was basically no line at all. So unless you want the essay to maybe give you a heads up, as in like, hey, if you have this, great. If you don't have it, I won't even go. But most likely they won't even be able to save the item for you. So that's one thing to note about making a reservation, or an appointment online at Chanel. It doesn't guarantee you a bag. They can't hold it. They won't reach out to you well in advance. It's not like you tell them, hey, this is what I'm looking for. It's nothing like that. It's more or less to save you time if you don't want to wait in line. But again, there wasn't a line when I went, so not too much of a time saver. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Keep an eye out for some more future videos of mine, such as a Louis Vuitton haul from Paris, a video on the tax refund process, exactly how much you're saving, how to do it at the airport, and in general some other luxury content and more unboxings. Thank you all for watching.